Today I'm responding to a comment from someone that reads, look up TeraWolf 40 megawatt data center deal release December 2024, Hyln LOI February 2025. Deal is with Core 42 and G42 Company HQ Abu Dhabi. Thomas was in Abu Dhabi. Could it be the actual connection? Well, I can confirm that Thomas was in Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi from this tweet, and he had a huge thank you to Agility for hosting us, so that's the reason why he's there, and that traces back to Tarek Sultan. Key takeaway, diesel generator reliance is high in the Middle East for both prime and backup power. There's a push for more efficient, lower emission solutions. This is TeraWolf's press release from December 23rd, 2024, and in here it mentions that under the data center lease agreements, TeraWolf will deliver over 70 megawatts of turnkey data center infrastructure to host Core 42's deployment at the Lake Mariner facility in upstate New York. The infrastructure will be released for production in phases between Q1 and Q3 2025. And I did some research on TeraWolf. I'm not invested with them, but they started off as a Bitcoin mining company that took this extra power that was just lying around out there, and they took this extra power and used it to mine Bitcoin, and that was their thing. And apparently, late last year, someone from Saudi Arabia wanted to use them for artificial intelligence, and that requires even more power. And there is, like, I'm listening to them, and I can see traces back to the World Economic Forum because they'll start mentioning the term unlock, and that's the same terminology that Thomas uses. And then there's discussions of the fourth industrial revolution, and that's the reason why Hyln uses the 3D printers. That's one of the key components of the physical world for the fourth industrial revolution. And they also mentioned the word hyperscalers. And recently, Thomas, in his media post, or the videos that I watch, he starts talking about the word hyperscalers. So there's a lot of similarities here. And in here, it mentions that TeraWolf will deliver over 70 megawatts of turnkey data infrastructure. And when I take a look at the Hyln press release, there's a little bullet item that reads, executed a letter of intent with a leading data center developer for initial deployment and multi-year opportunity for up to 70 megawatts of generating capacity. And that also sounds very familiar from somewhere. But the thing is that Hyln, they don't disclose who this leading data center developer is. And when I take a look at the SEC filing, that provides a little bit more color. They still don't disclose it, but they're going to be using the 2 megawatt generator in 2026. And in TeraWolf's press release, they're going to be doing this development in Q1 through Q3 of 2025. So there's kind of a discrepancy of timeframes because Hyln stuff is going to be debuting in 2026, and I don't see them ever doing anything early. It's usually late or postponed, but it smells very, very similar, but it's just the time frame is off, and TeraWulf would deliver over 70 megawatts of turnkey power, whereas in Hylion's document, they'll do up to 70 megawatts of power using their data center style of Carno units, which doesn't exist yet. That's why they're still building it or researching it or something. That's what the LOI is for. And when I look at the map of this Lake Mariner facility, originally they said that they're going to do 10 buildings with Bitcoin miners until this recent discovery came across. But uh, from what I could tell from their videos is that 3 of these facilities use approximately 50 megawatts. Then there's building 4 and 5. I don't know how much power that they use. But down in the south area here, they're working on another building. And I wonder, and this is from a satellite image taken late March of 2025. And I'm wondering if this is the one that they're doing for Core 42, G42 for artificial intelligence. And there used to be a smokestack located at the south end, and it looks like they knocked it down because there's no shadow. Everything has a shadow going up to the north except for where the smokestack used to be. But it looks like they're clearing out this other area for something else. It does seem very, very similar. I mean, another thing that could happen is that TeraWulf could have their stuff postponed and delayed, and they could plug things in 2026, and then that would fit in, and that would be certainly feasible. And I have to keep in mind that this is a whole big chess piece, because if I take a look at Hylion's, I was first looking at the wrong LOI. I was looking at which one. Signs letter of intent for Alcroft to deploy Carno generators for agricultural applications. And now someone's saying, "Oh, look here! This it certainly is a possibility. It's just the timelines are slightly off, and Hylion's not disclosing who the data center operator is. It would be really cool if they said that the data center operator was XYZ company, but they're keeping they're keeping their cards close to their chest because there's a lot of competition in this area. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.